Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering of my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This is part of my lunch. So, after this, you can just sort of imagine that once I get through with these next 3 reviews, I will be consuming it all. But anyway, it's super simple format, folks. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside the truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, it's pretty evident. Boom! It's my Harp Twins shirt. Which, if you are unfamiliar with the Harp Twins, like you can see them, there's 2 of them, hence the twins aspect. They are a pair of twins who are classically trained harpists, and they basically took their training, decided to go over there and apply it to a more, like a very non-standard harp kind of role, in that, not only do they go over there and create their own music and do classical stuff and everything, but they also do, video game covers and heavy metal covers and things that you don't typically think of when you think of the harp as an instrument. I got to see these 2 amazing ladies perform not too long ago. The time I'm doing this, just a few days ago, actually. Yeah, back on Friday. So yeah, just 4 days ago. They were absolutely fantastic. They put on a fantastic show. They actually had another pair of twins with them, the Wolfgang twins, who went over there and played war drums for some of their songs. They were all incredible. I actually got a bunch of videos from their performances, albeit I had to keep it to under 15 seconds. They are uploaded on the channel, but it is just that thing. That was just one of their stipulations. Hey, we don't mind if you videotape us, but, try to keep it under 15 seconds. And I try to be respectful of that. But anyway, what is it that I'm trying for you folks? What are we doing here? Well, I decided to go out and get some lunch. And I'll get to that in my next couple of reviews. But they also had a little freezer over there, and what the fuck, man? Boom! It's Hata Ramune. Yeah, okay. Hata, yeah, it's literally Hata Ramune. If you are unfamiliar with Ramune, it's a type of... It's a type of Japanese soda. It's fairly famous in... especially kind of like the anime community and stuff like that. I think that's kind of where, at least here in the West, that's kind of where, initially broke through, because, you'd see him drinking it every now and again. And it's got this little kitsch, and I've reviewed some Ramune before, by the way. This isn't the first time, so if you want my take on other Ramune, go ahead and look for those. The interesting little hitch to this whole thing is that it has this cap here. And the cap here is going to actually help me push down this little marble here, which will then catch in here. So when I go to drink it, you basically have to sort of balance where the marble is to go over there and actually be able to drink it. Otherwise, it just sticks up top. Why is that a thing? Don't know, but it's fun. So let's give it a go. It takes a little doing. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. So you can see it kind of breaks open the little thing here, and then, see, now the marble's in there. When I go over there and bring it up, it catches in these 2 little crevices, and then that's how you go over there and get your Ramune. So, this is just normal Ramune, I guess. It doesn't appear to have any particular flavor attached to it. I don't think I've ever had Hata Ramune, so let's give it a go. Yeah. Ooh, interesting. It's definitely standard Ramune. If you've never had standard Ramune, it's kind of like a mildly fruity cream soda, is the best way I can describe it. It definitely has a cream soda aspect to it, but then with just a little bit of a tinge of something fruity to kind of give it a little extra oomph. I don't know what flavor Ramune is actually supposed to be. I've never really inquired beyond occasionally drinking them, because they're good, but they're not a thing I do anytime regularly. It's usually if I go out to a Japanese marketplace or Japanese restaurant or something. But usually when I run into it, I'll give it a go. This one is maybe a little bit different tasting than some of the others that I've had, and that I feel like the more fruity aspect of it is a little bit more prominent. Usually, the Ramune that I've had, it's been a little bit more mellow. This one seems to be going for a little added personality. It's good though. I like it. I wouldn't say. I mean, I can't really tier list Ramune. Like I've never, I would be lying if I even said that I was particularly paid attention to brand, because for one thing, a lot of times they're in Japanese, so I can't fucking tell anyway. But, typically I just pick it up and go for it. I don't really think too much about it. This is kind of, an instance where I'm, actively dissecting it for a review. But it's good. Like I said, definitely has sort of a cream soda aspect to it. Tiny little fruity nod to it. It's good, man. I will say, if you've never had Japanese soda, it does tend to be a little bit different than soda in the West, at least in America anyway. Their stuff, it tends to be a little bit, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it tends to be a little bit weaker as far as the carbonation and stuff is concerned, and even sometimes the flavor. They tend to go weaker, lighter is a better way to put it. But I will say, with the straight Ramune, it typically has a good flavor to it, and it's good. It's light, it's refreshing, a little bit fruity, a little bit cream soda-y. I like it, man. I think for myself, if I'm going to go over there and start counting, basically the brands of Ramune that I try, I guess for all intents and purposes, this would be the first one. And, I mean, as a first go, it's a good Ramune. I know for a fact I've had worse Ramune than this. So, I don't know where this would be on the tier structure, but it's a good Ramune for me. It does the things that I want it to do. And like I said, the fact that it is lighter in flavor, especially if you've ever seen it, if you've ever seen some student or main character or whatever in anime going over there and drinking this stuff on a hot day, it looks like the most refreshing thing in the entire world. And it is. I mean, it's tasty and it's good. Now, all that said, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes and more or less yes. For myself personally, like I said, if I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful of the brands, if I see a Hata Ramune, I know that that's a Ramune that I'm cool with. Might not be my favorite, but I couldn't tell you what my favorite is because I don't know. It might be my favorite for all I know. But it's a good Ramune, and like I said, it does everything I want it to do, so I would get it again. If I'm recommending it to somebody, it kind of depends on who you are. I mean, if you're a Ramune specialist, well, I don't have shit to say to you, obviously. But I think, you more or less have 2 categories of people who are already sort of aware of Ramune and, kind of what it brings to the table, and people who maybe haven't, still haven't gone over there and experienced it. To both of those categories, I mean, there's obviously lots of, really interesting and wacky flavors of Ramune. I would say I wouldn't go out of my way for this one, but it is a good one. So, if you're over there and you just want a straight Ramune and you've never had Hata, well, there you go. I will give it my recommendation in that regard. But if you're somebody who, you've tried lots of the stuff, well, like I said, I don't need to really tell you anything. But if you're somebody who you've never had Ramune before, maybe you've seen it, but maybe you haven't tried it, I mean, I would say give it a go. This isn't a bad one to start with. It's a familiar enough flavor palette that I feel like if you're somebody from America or the West, you could go with this and it wouldn't weird you out. And honestly, Ramune in general, the flavors and stuff, they do have some flavors that are a bit unusual or unique, to Western palates, but most of them are, kiwi and what the hell ever, and it's so, but just the standard Ramune, some good stuff. Anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Spectacular rest of the week. Monumental rest of the month. Stupendous rest of your folks. You go there, have yourself some truly Ramune-tastic rest of your life, because it's like super successful and they have a billion brands and all kinds of flavors and stuff. It's just neat. It's a little bit of fun, folks. I remember the first time I had it, me and my friends went out to a Japanese marketplace, and they were a bit more affluent than I was when it came to this stuff, so they walked me through the process. And I remember thinking to myself, this seems like a lot of effort to just drink some soda. And it is a little bit, to be fair. But part of the fun, and it genuinely kind of makes the experience a little bit more memorable. I mean, I don't know, maybe. For me. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know what I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. Life can be really frustrating, and it can just suck sometimes. No two ways about it, And when we deal with situations in our life that are stressful, frustrating, etc., take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, maybe you're going to try out some ramen. Maybe you've never had it before and you're going to give it a go. But maybe unlike me, where I find it fun and whimsical, you're just going to be like, this is the dumbest thing ever, blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to go over there and you're going to go on this giant, Godzilla-type rampage, right? And you're just like, brrr, and you're smashing ramen everywhere and everything. And, just as you're in the middle of your whole stampede and stuff, there's just a tiny child over there enjoying his or her ramen, and you're about to grab it and smash it, but you realize in that moment the monster you've become. You pull back, you go over there, you buy some more ramen for yourself, and you try it. And this time you get it, you understand it, and it's a wonderful thing. Or conversely, don't turn into Godzilla and smash up a bunch of ramen. That'd just be a dick move to do all around. Anyway, bye!